Okay, so in my opinion, there is 3 points, ways, whatever you want to call them, that could help Bartender to level up and be the best game that it can be. Be it in a gameplay standpoint, be it in a longevity standpoint, be it just user-friendly standpoint in a way. And the reason I am making this video is that I love the game. I'm grinding it. I loved it for a while. I love these vehicles. I love military vehicles in general, like most of us that play the game. And I think it is important to keep the conversation going and don't let that water be still. Always throwing something in there, always starting conversations, and try to improve the game. That is the reason of this video. That is the reason that I want you to comment on these ideas and tell me what you think about them. Because it is important to keep this going and not just stop and sit in still water, because that's not going to get us anywhere. We need to keep pressuring Gaijin, we need to keep tying them, trying to make them, improving the game, changing the game in a way that benefits both them and both the players. The first subject that I would like to go through are premium vehicles. Premium vehicles being kind of a debated and problematic topic in the Bartender community. Many people does not like them because it gives you instant access to top tier, which people doesn't like because of the simple reason that you just don't have enough experience to play there. You don't have a lineup to play there. So there are a lot of like backdrops on this thing that would make your experience and the people you're playing with, their experience, just worse in general. But of course, there should be a solution to this. There should be something that we can do about this thing. And on that note, what I would do to improve this. First of all, I think the most important part is this, and the worst part about premium vehicles is that you have one vehicle and you are up against people that may have a complete lineup. They have aircraft, they have helicopters, they have a full ground lineup. So against them, you are in a significant disadvantage. And because of that disadvantage, you are bringing the team down. Because overall, the team has less vehicles to put in the battle, put in the game. Although, with skill and practice, if you are a veteran player, you can counteract this. You can use like backups and stuff too. But that still only gives you 2 vehicles. So my solution for this would be respawns on premium vehicles. I would like to see at least 1 respawn on a premium vehicle. I think that would be a somewhat reasonable thing to do here, because 1 respawn for free. I think this thing will be something that overall benefits everyone if the premium vehicles have 1 free respawn. Because there is no excuse for people to not respawn, because they are not losing backups, they're not losing anything like that. They just have 2 vehicles to play. And that's the baseline. So I think this could improve a lot of things, because the premium vehicles can fuck up a bunch of stuff in the game. Be it balancing, like how the French win rates are top, or Japanese win rates are top, although with the Fuji they probably went down a bit. But you can see that the clickbait is incredibly popular. You can see that reflecting on the US top tier win rates in ground. Although I did see a bunch of SEP players and people that have full US lineups that are just... I think many people just don't know how to use those tanks. But overall, it would be much easier to balance the nations and top tier and every tier really if we give this free respawn to the vehicle, because then technically you have 3 vehicles in your lineup at that point, because you have 1 the base that you spawn with, 1 free respawn, and you can use a backup. That's already really good. because they're, honestly speaking, really rare occasions when you use up more than 2 or 3 vehicles in a game. If you use up 2 or 3 vehicles in the game, that is a tight game and a long game. Otherwise, I cannot really see that being an issue if they only have 3 respawns per game. So this would help in that regard. Second thing that I would add here, I would introduce a level dependent, that's how you write it, matchmaking. What I mean by this? I mean by this, like, there should be like a brackets. There should be level brackets that you would have to like fit in per se. So something like this, I am just writing up something randomly, don't even mind me, but something similar to this, where, or even like a bit larger brackets maybe to put people in, but something similar to this, where you have people from level 1 to 20 and they are only matching up in that level range. If you have a friend, then it's going to average it out. That's it. So this way, you are going to most likely be matched up against, if you are like a level 1 player going in with premiums, then you're not going to be matched up against and matched up with people that have full lineups, but you're going to be matched up against people that have the same one vehicle as you, same premium as you, although this can significantly lengthen matchmaking times. That is something to consider. So we probably have to make these a bit wider, or maybe in every team there should be only like 5 premium players or 5 players that have like one vehicle, something similar, or just do it with like the levels, where, I don't know, there should be an average level for a team or something, or there could be like 5 people under level 50 or something in top tier. So we could like play around with these and test around with these level dependent matchmaking systems. That would help with the premium vehicle problem. So that will be for the premium vehicles. The second part I would want to get at is RP gain, because RP gain in the game is horrendous. If you are a free-to-play player, which I do not really recommend playing War Thunder free-to-play, and I'm not even paid by Gaijin, I just don't want you to spend your whole life to get to like rank 4 or something. It's insane. Even with premium and premium vehicles, it is a grind. So right now I'm getting anywhere between like 5 to 10k on my Challenger OES. That is a decent amount of RP, and listen here, we do a little math. So right now I'm grinding for the Challenger 2. It cost 350,000 RP to get it. If I am playing really good in every game and get 10,000 RP a game, which is more than likely not possible to get that much RP in a game, even if you play good, because there are cases when you don't even see anyone in the game and your team just steamrolls the enemy team. But hypothetically, let's say you get 10k RP average on every game, then you will need to play 35 games. Now, 35 games, if we count on average 10 minutes a game, which is, I guess, okay to count with that, that's 350 minutes. 350 minutes is almost 6 hours of game time. That is for one singular vehicle with premium and premium vehicle. That is too much. That is literally too much. There should be an overall. That is my first point. There should be an overall RP increase. I can't write, okay? You didn't see this. So there should be an overall RP increase in the game. And from what I mean by that. So how it would work? The current premium bonus, let me put this here. The current prem bonus is 100%. So we would grab this and make this the baseline. Because I think the current premium bonus, the 100% plus RP gain, save line and all that plus there, that should be the baseline of progression in the game. Because Gaijin, if you guys are keep advertising your game with the top tier things that are in the game, and you keep advertising that there are I don't know how many thousands of vehicles in the game, and then if we say there is 3,000 vehicles in the game, now if I am a collector and let's say I wanna collect all of them, even if I count 1 hour of grinding for every single vehicle in the game, we are at 3,000 hours. That is insanity. That is just insane. And the grinding part is not even the fun part of the game. The fun, over that you even have to spade the vehicles. And that's when the game actually begins, where you have a full spaded lineup in a BR. That's when you can actually start to really enjoy the game, because your vehicles are spaded, you have everything you need, you have a full lineup. That's when the games actually start, and that's when you can make real impact in the game and really play it out. That's where the game strength lies, in my opinion. So gatekeeping that like this is just not going to cut it. It's just not. So we need to increase this. We need to increase the base RP line. Or free RP. This is my second solution to this. Here, I am not suggesting that we can use all the free RP one-to-one. Oh, fuck it. Emojis, bro. One-to-one. Nope. No, not one-to-one. I am suggesting that we could use the free RP in like a 1-to-5 or like a 1-to-10 ratio. Now, I know many people in the comments are going to go, but I have 200 million free RP. I have 100 million free RP. There are people like that, okay? There are definitely people like that. But for example, me, I have 1.5k hours, roughly, with non-Steam and Steam together. 1.5k hours got me 17, 16, I don't remember exactly, million free RP. You can see where I'm going with this. To get hundreds of millions of free RP, you would have to put in insane amount of hours into the game already. So I don't see an issue with that, because you already did the work. And you more than likely have a bunch of other tech trees maxed out already. I have the US Grand Team maxed, the German Grand Team maxed. I am, as I said, researching the Challenger tools right now in Britain. I am almost up top tier in Sweden, almost up top tier in Japan in the ground. So I have a bunch of almost top tier things, basically, in 1.5k hours. But it would be real nice to use that free RP to get aviation, for example, or get my helicopter or something, or just spade out something, or just to be able to use it to something, not just have it in the game uselessly for a money sink feature. People are going to sink money into the game if they see it's worth it anyways. People are buying premiums like they are candy, bro. Like, we just seen with the Fugees recently, which many people complain about on Reddit. But it was funny. I did buy the Fuji for the memes, and it is an incredible thing. But, bro, Like, bro, we need to be able to have an avenue to use that free RP. We just need it. You can like kind of mix these two options, or just use one or use the other. So the third way that you could increase RP gain is simply just decreasing the vehicle costs. That would be an avenue to take as well. Like, honestly speaking, if you half every vehicle cost, if I would have to grind like 3 to 4 hours for the Challenger 2, I'm like, okay. And that is with like premium vehicles. That is still a really long grind, don't get me wrong. That's still a really long grind. But when you take it into account that there are people, I just read it, there were a bunch of posts like this on Reddit this week for some reason. There are a bunch of people that have like, you know what, I come with a concrete example because I remember this guy from Reddit. There was a guy that said on Reddit that he wants to play the Leopard 6. He wants to play that exact vehicle because he really likes that vehicle, and that is what he wants to play with, and what he wants to drive around, and play with in general. And he was asking if he has 2 hours a day, how long would it take for him to get to the Leopard, to A6? Now, we all know how much time does that take. It is an incredible undertaking to grind out a full round 3, especially if you don't have experience with the game, especially if you don't have premium or premium vehicles to grind it out. Even with premium and premium vehicles, an inexperienced player, I think we are talking at least half a year to get to the 2A6. At least half. Now, I don't think that is alright. I don't think that is okay to get to that level. And what if the guy just wants to play free to play? There's no chance. There's literally no chance. 1.5 years, maybe 2 years. That is a ridiculous amount of time that you have to put into the game. And yeah, to be honest, I don't really care about the free-to-play players, to be fair. In a way, because I think it is fine that you play free-to-play. You don't have to pay for the game, okay. But I think it's important to support the creators, support the game. So that is why I'm completely fine with premium vehicles and premium plan as a subscription fee. I think that's fair, that's okay. Especially how much hours you can put in the game. How much hours you can put in a premium vehicle. So I think that is completely okay. And even with any of these changes, it would still take a lot of time to grind out a tree. So you would still get your money worth if you buy a premium vehicle. That's what I'm getting at here. Okay. So that is how I would like change the RP costs. Not the RP costs, but how I would change the RP like gaining system in the game. How I would change the progression. Let's say that. Progression. And one more thing to this to add into the progression part and the RP game part. The fact that Gaijin is adding these high tier planes and everything and just letting them run free in ground, I think it is their way to kind of force people. This is my conspiracy theory, by the way. This is their way kind of just to force you into wanting to get the planes and not just play ground and stuff, so you can shoot down the enemy Su-34 who just wiped out half of your team, because there are no not really any legitimate like options against like CUS or CUS. That's how you say it. Closer support. I don't know how you pronounce that. Like, CAS. Can you say that CAS? I don't know. I'm just going to say closer support. So that's really the only reliable way to get rid of it. If you spawn your own plane or you have a bouncy. Those two are the only really reliable ways. And on that note, we go to the next one. Map design. This plays into this whole closer support thing because I think we need more not obstacles, more cover on the map. More cover, what I mean by that? Trees, houses, hills, anything like that. Rocks, or whatever. Because these things make you like hidden from closer support, makes you hidden from these things. And I think we need more of this. Because there are maps that are just flat and there's nothing. There are some hills, but those hills only really protecting you from the tank on the other side of the hill. It does not protect you from anything else. So Su-34 can just fly over the desert maps, most of the desert maps, drop 6 rockets, 6 player dead. That is not okay. In any way or shape or form. At least not okay if it does not require skill. That's my main problem. Because if there's a flat map, you see everything, it's clear weather, there's nothing that would like do anything to you, and you can just literally fly up and win the game for your team because you have that vehicle. That is not cool. That is not a good game. So I think more cover on the maps would be really good. Bigger maps. I write it in big. Especially for top tier. For lower tiers, I think the 2x2 and 3x3, and by that I mean like kilometer, 2x2 kilometer maps are fine for lower tiers, for like World Warrior stuff and stuff like that. But for modern vehicles, to actually show what they are capable of, I think we need to get bigger maps. I'm talking like 5x5 or 10x10 maps. That is something that could be really good and really fun. And I'm going to add this here, not as a subcategory, but game modes. Next to this. Game modes come with map design in a way, because you have to design the map for certain game modes too, to be like playable normally on the maps. So I think adding new game modes will be really good as well. It will benefit the game in like tremendously would benefit the game if we would have more game modes and a bit better map design. That would be really good. So yeah, these are my ideas. I would like to start a discussion about it. Like to see what people think in the comments, because I think we still need changes. We started going in a better, not a good, but a better direction after the whole review bombing thing happened. That was the time when I started to see hope again in the game, and that's when I started playing again the game, by the way. When that whole review bombing thing happened. Because the community stopped eating shit and actually started doing something. So please keep not eating shit. And try to keep the conversation going and do something for the game. Do something about the game. Because this game can be incredible. Like, bugs and stuff and like wrong models or like copy paste. This is in every game. It doesn't matter. We have to change the core things. The core things. Because there are core things that if they would ever change, it could be a net benefit for the game, for the studio, and for the players too. Because if, for example, premium vehicles work better, maybe more people buy them. And the community is not going to be mad about them. and they are not going to like make fun of people for buying premiums, for example. If the progression and the RP gain is changed, you will have more data because people are going to play more nations. You can balance the game better, which just going to make the whole experience better overall. And people would be able to try out different things as well. Have more full lineups, have fuller games in a way, have a more complete game. Because when you have a full lineup, compared to when you have like one premium vehicle, it's heaven and earth, the difference. The options you have, the directions you can take, it's incredible to have all those options. And if you add aviation and helicopters into this mix too, it's freaking amazing combined warfare. It's goddamn good. The game can be really enjoyable and fun, but it still needs changes. And RP gain and progression has to change. Especially since we have so much goddamn vehicles. Mob design, game modes. I think this can be tested a lot. And just open for everything. Open the goddamn test server. Believe me, thousands of players are going to be testing these things for free. All day. As much time as they have. They're going to swarm the Reddit, the forum, the everything. To give feedback. Because the community is like that. They would help with this. They would help improve the game that they like. So I think these are steps that has to be made for our game to be better. Yeah, that's it. Tell me what you think in the comments. Let's start the conversation and see you in the next. Bye. Peace.